me for?
The reason I stopped you in that stop sign back there.
It was a stop sign there? Damn, bro, you didn't see the stop signs? No.
Pause 1 second, wait. He's reaching. Officer Kane, what are you thinking right now? Honestly, in your head, based on that conversation and based on where he's reaching.
His demeanor's pretty calm, so I don't think he's doing anything crazy.
Okay.
He might not around the stop sign what he thinks, but at least now we starting that dialogue. If he would have came up, man, I ain't run no stop sign. All right, now it's gonna raise the officer's kind of level right there because that guy's already becoming combative.
Okay.
But if he's cool and he's talking, man, what stop sign? All right, cool.
Okay.
I'm not talking. We're just going.
Okay, cool. All right, let's keep going.
I'm getting my license out.
All right, appreciate it, sir.
Do you feel a little hostility now, Officer Kane?
Not really. I mean, I pulled him over. This is his bad situation, bad interaction with the police.
Okay.
Appreciate it, sir. You just sit tight for me, be right back with you, all right? Thank
All
you.
right.
Now, hold on for a minute.
Yes.
This is the point where a lot of things take place when that officer leaves and go back to his car. Okay? Most people start doing certain things while he's observing them in the car.
Okay.
He considers he knows you got the lights. We watch everything that you do even when we go back to the car.
Okay.
We're watching, seeing if you reaching down after you done gave him. I'm going back. I'm watching, seeing what he's doing inside the car, because that's very important when I come back up. Because at this point, I'm only worried about which subject.
The driver.
The driver. Did he ask for the passenger?
No. Why not?
Information.
I want to know why he didn't ask for the passenger.
Well, right now he don't have anything on this passenger.
Okay.
He's focusing on the driver based on what he did.
Okay.
Now, if a situation come back and the driver has a warrant, but no, we're gonna wait. We're gonna see what happens next
Okay.
when the officer comes back with the driver's license.
Okay.
Bro, calm down.
Mr. Dennis,
Yo.
how you doing? I'm not going to give you a ticket there. It's going to be verbal.
Man, the police done pulled us over, man.
Won't be late.
Do you believe that the police have pulled us over?
Appreciate
All right,
it,
quick,
brother.
all right. Let's rewind a little bit. Can you give me back the license? Rewind a couple steps back. Now let's change the situation a little bit.
Now,
He did not have a warrant.
he didn't have a
He did
warrant.
not have a warrant.
Okay.
But you saw him reaching underneath his seat. After, like you said, he was watching, right?
Okay.
He was watching. Now you saw him reaching underneath his seat. You come back because you saw him reaching underneath his seat. What do you do?
Depends what we want to do with the traffic stop.
Okay.
If I think he's maybe storing guns or drugs underneath it,
Right.
I'm going to approach him a little bit differently now. I'm going to control him a little bit more.
Okay.
I'm going to be respectful about it. But
Right.
at the same time, if I have reason to believe he's doing something I don't want him to do, or I think he's going to hurt me,
Yeah.
now we're going to go from being cool with each other, raising it a little bit.
This time we're gonna switch. His license is suspended.
Okay.
His license is suspended. Okay. But child support. Child support. He ain't been paid. Okay. He ain't been paying child support. So this scenario we're gonna come back.
Quick question: does that come up as the
Yes,
reason
it
why?
does.
Yes, it does.
I don't have a problem.
I had a guy about to fly out the country, and he got pulled. He got in an accident, and when I ran him, he was wanted for child support. Unfortunately, my man, I hate it for you. That Zimbabwe trip you was about to take, you're not going to be taking it today.
You ain't taking it either because your
What
license
about-
suspended right now. All right, he's coming back to the car because his license is suspended.
How you doing, Mr. Johnson? Can you do me a favor, turn off the car keys and turn off the car handle?
What I do, bro?
I'll let you know in 1 second. If I want.
Why don't y'all never let us know right now? I'll just ask.
So I got a feeling if I let you know right now, I don't know what type of person you are. I don't know you. You don't know me.
I got you.
If I let you know, hey, you're gonna go to jail today.
Right.
What you?
No, I'm not.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. I just didn't know.
It's all about trying to control it in little steps.
Right, I
I
got
know
you.
one thing at a time.
Okay.
If he willingly gives me the keys, I know, all right, he's really not gonna come back too much with me. He's giving me the keys, all right, cool. I at least understand he's a normal guy that's reasonable. So if he hands me the keys, hey, do me a favor, step out for him.
Okay.
He tells me why, I might make something up. Hey, I gotta tell you something, I don't want to tell you in front of your boss.
Oh, gotcha.
Now that whether that's de-escalation or just learn how to talk to people.
You got common sense, Kane, clearly. I can appreciate anybody with common sense. I got you.
So it's just figuring out what's going to work with this specific individual you don't know. So you go through stuff you've tried before in the past. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, try something new.
Okay. All right.
So if he hands me if he turns off the car, hands me the keys, not going on.
Okay.
I know that. Now we can bring the stress level down.
Okay.
All right, you mind stepping out for me? I just got to talk to you, sir.
What I'm flipping out for?
I just want to talk to you in the back of your
For what?
back of your car.
Bro, calm out, mama. I don't know, bro. He talking about step out the car. I don't know. Man.
Turn off, face the door for me.
Whoa, he gotta go to jail.
Appreciate
Whoa, bro.
Stop.
Whoa, bro. Man, what you doing? Ah.
You're on So, but did it look like I was doing anything crazy, right?
It did.
I'm trying to calm him down. Because he's about to go, he might be going to jail. He don't know. He's getting put in cars.
Right.
Put in cars.
And a lot of people lock up on you, and it becomes a resistant situation, just like I just did. Like, you really trying to figure out what's going on, and it's almost like you trying to make him stop. And unfortunately, at this point, you can't do that.
Right. Okay.
So, if I feel like he's getting elevated real quick, I'm going to do whatever I can to try and bring him down. I'm not going to start raising my voice, because now what's that going to do? He's going to talk loudly over me.
Right.
So, hey, listen, man, relax. Calm down. You ain't going anywhere yet. Don't make any calls. I just got to double check some stuff. You might be going to jail, you might not be. You might be able to drive out of here today. All right? Because if you go crazy, then it's going to make your boy go crazy. It's going to make everybody else here out here go crazy. So just chill with me for a little bit. Get you on your way, all right?
This
Why
man
you
second
doing
also
that?
always calm on my case.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Now, in most situations, most situations
That's
is,
for a reason.
in most situations like this, if he sees we got two suspects in the car or two people in the car, we will normally call for backup. Because at this point, once I ran him, we know that he has a warrant. Maybe he might go, maybe he won't go. So I'm gonna call, and we like, and the dispatch is gonna say that person come back a wanted person. Officers that's gonna hear that, oh, he got a wanted person in here. That's why a lot of times you might see 3 or 4 officers show up, because they say, oh, he got a person that's wanted. Now, it might not be, but then 2 other officers come up and the other one's back there, because they know at this point that other officer most likely, when he's dealing with him, he's coming on this side to deal with this subject right here.
That always happened to me alone or not. I got you.
You got me?
Yeah, I got
So,
But that's a deterrent also, because then if you was thinking about fighting and then you see 3 or 4 people, then it's once again strength in numbers, where you say, well, I could have took him by myself, but I don't know about all 4.
Clearly, yeah. I got you. Okay.
now the situation goes from this person being taken to the car, put in the back of the car. The officer's got to make another decision when he comes back to the car, because we know he's leaving.
Right.
So, it's your turn now.
He don't have, does he have a warrant or not?
I don't know. I haven't
Okay.
talked to him. I haven't dealt with him yet.
All right, let's find
So
out.
whether I come to whatever side I want to, I might come back over here. How you doing, sir? Officer Kenlon, police department. What's up, man? Just so you know, your boy's gonna go to jail.
What?
He's got some stuff he gotta take care of on the side. I don't know what it is, but he's gotta handle it. This is his car. He gave me permission to drive it. All right. Now you can either drive it away, but in order to do that, I gotta check see if he's valid license. I can't give it to somebody with no license, right? That looks bad for us.
Right.
So if you want to, you can give me your license. I can check and make sure you have a valid license. If not, you can walk, take an Uber, call somebody. Don't matter what you gotta do. I'm gonna tow his car.
Nah, I give you my life.
All right, cool. Appreciate
Now, at this point, okay, this person license come back suspended.
I paid child support.
No, it's something else. You got a suspended license. Okay?
Insurance.
He got no, we can't
Hey, get your license
get
suspended.
he got a suspended license, but he don't have a warrant. He just have a suspended license. Okay?
You gotta catch
Andre Tyrone. Alright, bad news
What?
and good news. Which one you want first?
It was bad news first.
You got a suspended license, alright, sir?
Okay.
So,
So what's good news?
you ain't driving. So you ain't going to jail, right? But now you know you got a suspended license,
What's
alright?
gonna do with the car?
I gotta tow the car unless you can call somebody that he gets permission to drive the car with.
They gotta have a good license.
You gotta have a good license. They all jacked up. But other than that, you're good to go, man.
Now, what y'all need to realize is if his license has a serve and surrender date, he can take his license.
Yep.
You have to remember that. If you have a servant,
You've been notified.
you've been notified that your license is suspended and you still have it, but you just haven't had an encounter with an officer yet. If that is the case and he runs it and there's a serve and surrender date, then he's going to take your license. And he'll attach it to a ticket in most cases and send it
Back
to the DMV.
Now this is important because a lot of times we be like, oh, you can't take my license, but that is actually a law and a rule.
Right.
Yep.
So don't think that they can't just take your license because
Privilege
they
to
can.
drive.
And then you have to go get an ID.
Let's take the question from the floor about this.
So let's say that you moved, but you didn't follow the proper, to forward your address. And it was served.
Who cares?
No.
Oh, okay.
So like if you move.
In another
you
state.
didn't-
Within 30 days.
Or
You got
just
30
move.
days.
No. Let's say you moved from like.
And
she was
from
notified that it
Atlanta
was
to-
served.
And I
She
didn't
said
get
you
the
didn't get the
notice.
notice.
Yeah.
Because I didn't.
You gotta
get the
wait.
notice.
We're gonna
You
go.
never served the thing.
We're gonna go.
Right, I get what you're saying. A lot-
But we're still gonna have to go by what's
I
in
ain't
the
cussing
system.
you no more.
If it's showing in the system, if it's showing in the system that you have a service surrender, then we